ladies and gentlemen. So here's the car that I will be driving today. This is the McLaren Artura, a beautiful car with a lot of aerodynamic features which make it quite tempting to take out on the road. We see that the roads are wet. It's got such a presence. I'm actually very excited about this opportunity to drive this car. Thank you, McLaren of North Jersey and Clem here at Hudson Stables, for giving me this opportunity. This is going to be a good one because I remember sitting in this car and wondering what the experience would be like. But yeah, this is the car. You see all the aerodynamic features, the cutaways, the flying buttress, and that radiator opening, because this is a hybrid, the infamous chimney. Just a great exercise in design. So let's get ready. Squeezing in is always an interesting thing.
Seats back all the way?
Seats back, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're 6'5"?
6'5", yeah.
Yeah, so you're like...
It's a challenging in most cars.
Yeah, I mean, the Artura is... I mean, because a 720, you'd be about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
GT was about 6'3", 6'4", obviously depending on build. This is probably about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
You know?
But I'm like at the exact... Because I'm all legs.
Yeah.
And then my torso is a little bit shorter, so I clear this perfectly.
All right, so step on the brake, start, stop.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're running.
Oh, because it always starts in silence.
It always starts in full electric mode.
Yeah.
So here you are able to change your powertrain settings.
Yeah.
So right now we're in full electric. The first step up is comfort. Comfort will use a combination of electric and the internal combustion engine.
Comfort, yeah.
And then if you go to sport, now we're using both simultaneously.
Yeah.
So.
And does the electric do like torque fill?
Correct.
It does. Yep. Okay, so there's no turbo lag at all whatsoever.
Very minimal.
It just fills it in.
And what's unique about the hybrid system is how it charges. So unlike a traditional EV that's regenerative, in this vehicle they refer to it as harvesting. So as you're driving the car more aggressively, it's charging the battery. So it's an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. You have the option of going full automatic, or if you hit manual, then you'll have gear change ability.
Okay, now I feel it.
And it's the electric motor that's engaged reverse.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, if the hybrid battery is drained, depleted, you can't put the car in reverse.
Oh, okay. That's that's crazy.
Yeah. So we're gonna go out and we're gonna make a left.
Yeah.
So we'll just take the pump there.
Do I have to take it at an angle?
No, we just take it slowly.
Actually clears it?
Yeah, it clears it,
Yeah. Is there a lift assist?
There is.
There is.
Yeah, but our route, we really don't need it.
Yeah. Just have to avoid the potholes because we are in an urban setting.
Yeah, I know.
Does it have a traditional dual clutch?
Yeah, it's an 8-speed dual clutch. So previously McLaren was using Graziano as their supplier, which Ferrari and Lamborghini used in their dual clutch systems. With this car, they went with a German manufacturer called Hofer.
Oh.
So,
nice. Yeah, because I think the 570 GT that I had previously driven had the Graziano.
Yeah, that was the 7-speed. Yeah. Which worked really well. It's a great gearbox.
It was lightning quick.
Yeah.
I remember being really enamored with it, thinking like, this definitely competes with the PDK in a Porsche.
Yeah. How long have you owned the G-body car?
3 years.
Nice.
Yeah. It's been a wonderful 3 years. I'm about to hit the 100,000 mile milestone.
Okay.
Probably on the next drive.
The thing about those G-body cars, I mean, is if just performing factory maintenance, that engine is bulletproof.
It is. It is. Internally, like, well, because I did a pre-purchase inspection with Fairfield Motorsports.
Okay.
They took like one of those cameras and they put it through the engine, and they're like, this thing is in perfect condition. And the leak down test and the compression test was spot on perfect. Like, it was even across the board, which is really unheard of.
Yeah.
And that was enough insurance for me to know that I was getting a good car.
Right.
visibility is amazing on this. Like,
the one thing I could tell, I tell everyone, so the first time I got to experience Artura was, what year were we, 23? It might have, I guess it was it 21 or 22? I was in Texas driving pre-production cars, and in the first 60 seconds, I felt the build quality, like the car felt a lot more solid, like just put together differently.
Yeah.
And the way, my analogy is, okay, like previous cars, everything's bolted together, right?
Yeah.
In this case, everything was bolted, but there's like seam sealer between like everything, just to give it that additional like rigidity.
Yeah.
So it's a very refined car in that sense.
There's no squeaks, no rattles.
Yeah. No, nothing out of the ordinary. Even like over bumps and just
it feels solid.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy to place on the road. The steering is
great steering,
sublime. Downshifting feels nice.
Yeah, the one thing I liked about McLarens over like Ferraris, even when like the previous generation McLarens, when they're using the Gratiano box, like the Ferrari software for their gearboxes, like when you engage the gear, it was like it smacked you in the back of the head.
Yeah.
McLaren just had to figure it out. It was a little smoother transition through the gears.
Oh yeah.
And same gearbox, just different software. And I found that in the 458 and the 488s compared to like a 720.
I was like, those cops are not gonna catch. They're not gonna. They're sitting ducks. Straight ahead.
Yep, we're straight.
The fit and finish is amazing though. I mean, I'm looking at this. Stitching, everything is done to a high level.
So they do, there's 4 trim levels for Artura. There's the base trim, which basically is just a full black Alcantara interior. And
even the dashboard and
everything
Alcantara.
Everything's Alcantara. And then this is what they refer to as Tech Lux, which is a full leather interior.
Yeah.
And when you do one of the other 3, which is Tech Lux, Tech Performance, and Vision Spec, you get like ambient lighting that is very subtle. It's integrated into the doors. But so Tech Lux is full leather. Tech Performance is a mixture of leather and Alcantara, and then Vision Spec is also leather and Alcantara.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they do a nice job.
Yeah. There's a minimalistic approach that I appreciate about this.
I understand that they're trying to adapt like that F1 feel with everything, but you know, a driver gets out of their regular car that has stalks and gets into they don't want to have to readapt all the time. And this, you get in, everything's in place, and you know, it works like it should. So, and now everyone's going with the haptic switches, and that stuff's annoying. Like, you can't stick with buttons and knobs. Like, I don't know, the haptic stuff is a little too.
Well, it's also like this hand gesture control that
like
BMW
uses.
Yeah. So I drove the XM yesterday.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, it's nice. It sounds great because it's a twin turbo V8 with gobs of horsepower.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, oh, this can be complicated.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot going on, or there's a lot for things to happen that could break.
Yeah.
That is, I don't even know, like what these things are going to look like in a few years.
Yeah.
You know,
BMW's got all their EVs now. They have like the i7 or whatever, like the iX, like I don't know. And Mercedes with the EQs.
Yeah. I mean, they're giving Tesla a run for their money, but what's funny about all these cars is they all have the same Tesla plug now. It's like Tesla definitely got so far ahead that they're like, hey, well, now you're going to use our plugs no matter what. And they're getting a cut from that.
I mean, I look at all of those EVs and I feel like, I consider them like appliances. Like Tesla to me is an appliance.
It really is.
You know, it's like having a refrigerator.
Disposable.
Right, exactly. I mean, at least with like Porsche with like the Taycan, at least you're getting a little bit of soul because there's, you know, some provenance to it.
Yeah.
And it drives like a Porsche.
It does. I drove one at Lime Rock and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, and Mercedes, of course. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I mean, listen, I like the Rivian personally. I think that's kind of a cool vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Go straight through this. You know, I mean, it's the future, and I get it.
Yeah.
But there's range anxiety. Like, I don't know. Like, we don't have the grid that's going to be able to support EVs for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, think about when we turn on our air conditioners.
Yeah, get brownouts.
Yeah. During the summer.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. We haven't built the infrastructure for it, and
they're not really building it. Like, I don't see it going on. Like,
yeah. And they keep delaying, like, 2030. No, 2035. Because people are in their ears telling them, these politicians, like, hey, we're not quite there yet. Maybe we should revise our approach.
Yep, 100%. I mean, I could see it happening in Europe sooner because they're more proactive and they seem to get things done and they're on, a different scale. But U.S., I think there's just too much,
back and forth.
Yeah.
It's too much back and forth between both parties, and nothing's going to get done. There's that divisive nature.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting, I went to Costa Rica recently, and they have a pretty good system for keeping the entire country almost sustainable. Like, they have electric cars, they have electric charging stations. Like, they're there already, but they're also the size of they're the size of a peanut. Like, they're a very small country, so it's
more manageable.
Yeah, in a case study like Costa Rica, you can apply it to a specific a specific control group. The rest of the country, we have an entire.
But if someone was to focus on, if someone was to focus I don't know, on not a region, maybe a state. You build that as the business case, as the model.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of replicate it in other areas, but you got to do it right at one spot and then expand, not try to do patchwork everywhere.
Right.
And I think that's what's going on.
Well, I think the hybrid system, like in the Artura, works.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, we're still not getting rid of gas.
Right.
But we're giving that battery assist where you're going to get the EPA compliancy and you're going to get all these different things just working together.
Yeah.
And I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's just not what they really want.
Yeah. They want to get rid of, because certain countries are making all the money.
Yeah.
And certain countries don't have access to petroleum.
Right.
So if those countries don't have access to petroleum, then it affects where the money's going. This car has a lot of untapped potential at your fingertips. It's like, oh my God, this thing just wants to go.
Yeah. Ooh, that's okay.
One scrape.
Yeah, it's not the first.
Won't be the last.
No, unfortunately.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the test drive in the Artura. It was a nice gentleman drive. Nothing too crazy, but this is the reality of when you live in New York or New Jersey. You're going to drive the car in a manner that's, you're obeying all the traffic laws. But it's definitely a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think of this car. Take care, guys.